Hello everyone, dear audience, welcome to our live stream in DAO Club. My name is Victor, I'm a producer in Economy, and today we invite our guest. His name is Pavel, and we will ask him some questions about his project. And it's an interesting subject about wallets, as you saw before, and you vote for different vote, and we create a top of 2019 wallet which available on the market, and we continue to review and discuss and happy that Pavel agreed today be on live today and explain and show us what's his project about. Pavel, hello, how are you?
Hello everyone, my name is Pavel Matveev. I'm CEO of Wirex.
Okay, well, could you tell us a little bit about your project? What's the function?
Sure, I'll start with a very brief introduction. So Wirex is a London-based fintech company established about 4 years ago. So one of the pioneers cryptocurrency market. At the moment, we are the global leader of cryptocurrency payments, so cryptocurrency debit card market with more than 2 million customers in more than 130 countries. We have, so most of the audience probably know us because of our cryptocurrency debit card, but we actually have two products. So one product is a retail product, so it's a B2C, it's a mobile wallet with 40 currencies. So when I said 40 currencies, it means traditional like GBP, Euro, Singaporean dollars, and so on, and cryptocurrency or digital currency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, XLM, and so on. So our B2C product is a mobile wallet where people can store your funds. It might be digital, it might be traditional currency. They can exchange one to another at interbank rate if it's a fixed currency, at the OTC rate, over-the-counter rate if it's a cryptocurrency. And we give our customers a Visa card. It looks like this.
Oh, okay.
So it's an interesting form factor. So you don't see the numbers on the front side, but actually
no name.
It's not actually no name, but it just it's a trendy style now. So it's a vertical format, but the numbers is still there, and just kind of on the back of the card.
Okay. In what countries you can use? Everywhere we're accepting Visa.
So the card works everywhere, the Visa accepted, so it's 40 million of merchants in more than 200 countries. But right now the cards are only available for European citizens. We're planning to launch our cards in Asia, US, and Canada by the end of second quarter this year.
Okay, so for example, if I have a friend somewhere in Wales, I can ask him to order this card, can I?
You definitely should ask him to order this card. So application is online. Basically, you download the app. With the card, we give you individual bank account. So in
what bank is it?
We work with several banks, so it depends on the currency. So if it's a GBP, it will be a UK-based bank, which gives you faster payment capabilities. If it's Euro, it will be different bank. If it's Singaporean dollar, it will be another one, which give you, again, the ability to send and receive payments in Singaporean dollars.
Cool. So basically how it works, I'm visiting, for example, cafe or restaurant, and when I get the bill, I give them the card and they accept fiat money, and didn't really understand that in reality I pay in crypto, right?
Well, that's correct, because One of the problems cryptocurrency adoption is poor merchant acceptance. So it's actually 0.1% of all merchants in the world accept crypto as a payment. So it's definitely not enough. So, example I usually use, and I can't go to Starbucks and buy a cup of coffee, right? So that's why instead of convincing all the merchants in the world to accept crypto, we just use existing network of Visa and MasterCard, existing merchant network of Visa and MasterCard. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of the underlying idea. But it's how we started. Now we have more features. So now we actually offer kind of full-featured bank accounts, and we offer functionality of challenger banks with crypto element on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Well, we just last few weeks ago, as our audience asked us to do some process of buying by wallets, and we had a interesting video where our host, our reporter of New Economy, went to Japanese store, and they use one of the wallets called Bitcoin OX, and they just bought she just bought the headphones in the shop, and she bought that through this wallet by QR code. Will your product available for payment straight away in for example Japanese shop by QR code?
This is a good question. So it will be available because we support deposit and transfers in all the currencies, but I just wanted to add about Japan. So we actually have an office in Tokyo, so it's Varex Japan, based in Marunouchi area, and I personally experienced kind of the same behavior when I went to Big Camera. So Big Camera is a big retail store in Tokyo, mm-hmm. where people can buy electronic goods with mm-hmm. cryptocurrencies. But it's a cool idea, and I think that people then see that they have this kind of wow factor. But to be honest, that user experience is not perfect. So in my example, for example, I went to a Big Camera and I tried to pay with Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. So first of all, I think I did this test at the end of 2017. Mm-hmm. So when Bitcoin was like 20K per Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. And obviously the price per transaction or cost per transaction was quite high. So what I did, I tried to buy a flash drive, which cost $10, and I paid $40 as a transaction fees. And when I was kind of sitting and waiting like for 10 minutes for confirmation of my Bitcoin payments. So while idea of using crypto for payment is great, and I'm a big believer that there will be virtual currency or cryptocurrency used as payments, not as a digital gold, I think user experience is still not there, and the solutions like Visa cards or other type of cards can be this kind of step forward or first step towards mass adoption. Maybe later on, with other cryptocurrency, or maybe once the Lightning Network is developed on the Bitcoin protocol, we will see kind of more payment use cases.
Okay. Could you clarify a little bit for me? So as we paying by wallet itself and by card, is it different about this fee, what they charge for a transaction?
For customer, no. Mm-hmm. For merchant, obviously card payments is not super cheap. Usually merchants pay around 3 to 5% to card schemes. Right, I'll give you an example. So if I have a shop and I accept Visa MasterCard payments, I pay 3% in case of debit or prepaid card, or 5% in case of credit card to Visa or MasterCard or UnionPay or JCB. Mm-hmm. Right, so from this point of view, P2P payments or crypto payments or stablecoin payments, for example, is is much more cost efficient for merchants, for shops, because they save up to 5%, and it's instant. There is no requirements for the kind of rolling resource, which is Visa and MasterCard usually have. It's an instant settlement compared to 2 weeks settlement from Visa and MasterCard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So thank you for this good information. I think it will be very interesting for our audience to know these little details. Let's back to your project. It will be I don't remember that you mentioned about that. When did you launch your wallet? How long ago?
So the company is incorporated in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So January 2015. So the kind of the next year after company incorporation, we launched our first card. We're actually known as the first company in the world who, back in the days, launched Bitcoin debit card.
Okay.
But yeah, it was I think beginning of 2015. Still early in the industry. Still, Bitcoin was probably 200 per Bitcoin. Bitcoin was kind of dominant back in the days, probably 90% of market share. So yeah, it was a very interesting time.
Okay, and what's the plan? I mean, right now is do you have enough budget to develop in the future product, or right now it's very popular IEO? Maybe you're planning to do any IEO, or what's your plan?
So in terms of funding, we are backed by a big Japanese financial institution, SBI Group. We self-sufficient in terms of expenses and revenue. Obviously, we are not kind of a new company pitching the new idea. We have a decent client base, the largest actually among debit kind of cryptocurrency debit card providers. Mm-hmm. In terms of our plans, we've recently launched the second product, which is focused on businesses. Mm-hmm. It's called Surprise Warex Business. Basically, it's a corporate bank accounts with secure cryptocurrency wallets. So there is a huge demand mainly from small medium enterprises for opening bank accounts or to get access to banking rails or payment rails and so on and so forth. So B2B is one of our priorities because there's a huge demand, and we do believe that once we provide this functionality to businesses, we will see kind of more services focusing on real-time use cases, and the adoption will be better as well. Apart from the product roadmap, we are focusing on geographical expansion. So as I previously mentioned, we launching in Asia, US and Canada literally in a month. So big market for us, very, very exciting year.
Okay, good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you mentioned about a little bit security, and the question came in my mind because we right now we're testing few wallets, and today I mentioned about this wallet Bitcoin OX. It's a new product coming in the market, and we're trying to test it to provide more information for our audience what product they can choose, and we just barely testing them about security, and we found out that they have a encourage backup with this 12 words to recover backup. They have a real multi-feature and proof of ownership. They have a support 24/7. Do you have any kind of this security in your wallet, or maybe additional, or what kind of security you provide on your wallet, on your product?
Sure. So just before I go to our security features, this is actually one of the biggest problems in the industry, the lack of security standards. So every wallet is trying to invent a wheel and introduce this or that feature. And to be honest, all the features were secure until they got hacked, right? And there are a lot of hacks, with exchanges which, try to pitch very secure as possible. What we're doing instead, so obviously security is one of our top priorities. Being regulated company, so we are regulated in UK, we're regulated financial institutions, and there are kind of requirements for us to have certain procedures and policies in place in terms of transaction monitoring, in terms of risk assessment, in terms of working with employees. You might be surprised, but 95% of hacks are it's kind of inside job, right? So you need actually to kind of have all the access control in your company. It's kind of the first step. On top of that, as financial institution, we have PCI DSS certification. So it's a level 1, which is kind of the highest level of PCI DSS certification. So what it means, we pen tested, we audited on regular basis. In addition, obviously, we have kind of quite common things like two-factor authentication, IP, device authorization, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Any support team like that? I don't know, 24/7, for example, support, where I can address and ask question and get answer really quick.
Yes, we have support. Given our client base, support is located in different regions to cover all the time zones.
Okay, different languages, right?
Yeah, the different language. So the main language is English. So we have support in Chinese, Japanese, Russian support as well. We have 3 channels of support. I wouldn't say support is a security feature, but since you asked me about this.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an online chat. We have email kind of support ticketing system, and we have a Telegram group where we share updates and people can ask questions.
Well, at least, I mean, if I find out that something wrong with my wallet, and I think that it was somebody went into, I can address really quick to support and ask some help. That's when I mean like security, that at least support from the company.
Understood. Okay. Yeah, we have it, and you might be surprised because it's retail business, right? And people sometimes, because we're dealing with money, sometimes they're getting a bit nervous, when the Bitcoin transfer hasn't arrived in time because of, blockchain congestion, for example, stuff like that. They go to Twitter or Telegram and ask, like, where's my payment? So it's a retail business, so it happens with everybody. And so it's why we have support, all the support channels. The idea with support is that we trying to support as many channels as possible so people can use the channel which is more convenient for them.
Okay. And I have a last question. It could be interesting because everybody writing right now, it's a kind of news about stablecoin, and I heard that you somehow to connect with that. So do you have any information what is stablecoin and how it connect with you and how it's work, how to deal with stablecoin?
So this is a good question. I do believe there is a kind of trend for stablecoins right now. There are different types of stablecoin: crypto-backed, fiat-backed, and algo-backed. I think when I said it's trendy, we see that the big players like JP Morgan develop their own stablecoin, where Facebook is raising $1 billion for their own stablecoin. It's relevant to us as well because yesterday we announced a partnership with Stella, and the partnership is about stablecoins. So together with Stella, we're planning to launch multi-currency stablecoins in 26 currencies. This is stablecoin focused on payment use case rather than hedging on exchanges. When I said payment, it means cross-border international payments, it's everyday purchases, and it's machine-to-machine payments in the future.
What's different between Bitcoin payments?
This is a good question. So there are a couple of things. So first of all, Bitcoin, at its current state, it's not scalable, right? I just gave you an example when I would try to buy a thing in big camera in Japan. right? There is a limit on how many transactions it can process per second. With Stellar, for example, with our cryptocurrency, you don't have such limit. So another problem is regulation, right? For companies, in order to accept cryptocurrency, there should be some regulation. So it should be, you know, like currency, or is it commodity, or what's that? So in Japan, cryptocurrency is regulated and it's considered as payment. So that's why we see kind of more payment use cases in Japan. But in other countries, it's still gray area. And the last thing actually, which is relevant not just for Bitcoin, but for other currencies like XRP, you still need to convert your currency into local currency, because most of the merchants, they don't really care about if it's XRP, Bitcoin or Ethereum. They want local currency. It might be JPY, it might be Singaporean dollar, it might be Russian ruble, different merchants, right? So this problem you don't have with a stablecoin, because stablecoin itself, if it's fiat-backed stablecoin, it can be converted one-to-one into local currency. So you don't need to have a local liquidity provider like unregulated exchange or, you know, distributed exchange. So we just put kind of one step, just remove it from the process. So that's why I believe the stablecoin for payment use cases is much better. Obviously, you know, there are a lot of cryptocurrencies and most of them have different use cases. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for this information. We as a New Economy Media for sure will write about that, and maybe we'll have a more additional live stream about stablecoin, and we'll explain you guys a little bit more about this. And I just want to thank Pavel that he shared with us his time today and provide interesting information about this product, about market, about things what you can do in the market. Thank you, Pavel.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay. And everyone, stay with us. Today is a live stream and we will have a little pause right now. We will please check and view a few videos, and that time we will connect next speaker. Thank you again and see you a little bit later.
See you. Bye.
I'm working for the company PRE-ICO, and my name is Anna, and I'm representing the company. We are the developers who are working with optimization and systematization of mining systems. So the main idea is to raise the efficiency, which results in income raise for the clients. So we developed our own technology for the software for the work of miners. Actually, we took the initial one from the developer and removed the issues, and also added a system control which allows to increase efficiency. That means it allows to decrease the energy consumption and increase the capacity, or do something in the middle. So our customers are ASIC owners and farms owners, and also mining hotels owners, and there is also a partnership program which we are introducing. So this happens because our software allows to decrease really the energy consumption and increase the capacity. Or you can just increase the capacity with the same energy consumption, but still you have your income increase with no investment. We've been working since 2017, and currently we have developed the firmware, the software for all Bitmains and miners. So we have all the firmware for them. So our long-term plans are to enter the international market and be represented in all the countries where mining is developed. Right now we're working with international partnership programs. You can contact us, see the information below, and also you can go to our website isicfw.io and download the firmware for any ASIC you wish.